Hi, I'm Jackson Wall, and my topic is: do violent video games lead to violent crimes or mass shootings? So, in today's world, in the past couple of years, many violent crimes have been happening in America. That could be anywhere from mass shootings, racial hate crimes, or anything to that extent. So, what is causing this? Could it be a rise in racism? Many people also want to blame it on video games. Well, the reason for this is they think that teenagers or kids playing these video games are getting mental health issues. They freak out or something affects their brain in this game. Well, I'm here to tell you that factual evidence to back it up that this isn't true. So, are violent video games to blame? The first controversial game was made in 1976. And then years later, a game called Mortal Kombat was released in 1993. This was the first video game to show blood, gore, broken bones, etc. Well, after this game, a rating called an ESRB rating came out. And right here, this game is rated T for teen. So that means people from the ages of 13 to 17 are eligible to play that. Now, if it was a game that was rated R, you would have to be 18 years or older or have a parent or guardian purchase this. So this kind of limits the age gap that can purchase this video game if it's rated R. As time goes on, games get more violent. A game called Grand Theft Auto comes out, and that is a game where you can rob, steal, murder, and this was outrageous to the older generations. They were against it, and there was a lot of protests, and the game was actually what they call it is nerfed. They kind of put a layer over it that kind of toned the violence down a little bit. But from now here in the present, it's a terrible game for a younger group of kids to play. So other people want to blame it on stereotyping with violent video games. And what I mean by this is 200,000 news articles about 204 mass shootings were given to college students. The only thing that they changed about it was the race of the person that did the shooting. And what this led to, the results were almost 80% of the school said that it was the white person that was why they shot up the school because of the violent video game. Now, when it came to the African American person, they didn't mention the video game. It was solely based on their race. So, the 2015 APA Council found that 90% of children playing games, 85% of that were violent video games, and it never led to any aggressive behavior. So what I feel about this is that it's just natural human nature. We need a reason to why these ungodly things are happening. That way we can cope with it easier. So we're blaming on violent video games. We're blaming it because it's a white person playing a video game, and not because someone's screwed up in the head. Just, we need a reason for that to cope with. And older generations and even some younger generations are blaming that on the violent video games. But all the studies show that that is not the case. And violent video games are just something that are going to be around forever, and people are going to have to understand that that is not the problem to these ungodly acts.